Good evening, Sir Cathcart.
Well, look at you, Dean. All done up in your fig. Trouble in college, I hear. Scullion tipped the wink.
Did he indeed? Well, Cathcart, I'm afraid we've been landed with a fool for a master.
Of course you have. Clever fellows often are, you know. Get carried away by what's going on in their silly heads and can't cope with people, life. Lost the nose for it.
Quite so, Cathcart.
You got a box?
Box?
Yeah, a television box. Ain't myself, but my gardener has. Lets me come in and watch it sometimes. There's a woofter on it called Carrington. Cornelius Carrington.
Yes, I think
sort of romantic Tory television personality, ain't that what you call him? I don't know. Nasty piece of work. Old Porterhouse.
Ah, young Carrington.
Does this, you know, investigative journalism. Give him a cent and off he'll go. Same club as me. Can't think why. Should have been blackballed.
Why do you bring up young Carrington?
Oh, didn't I say? Got the ponce up for a couple of days. Like staying in great houses, you see, a snob. And he wants to do something on Godber. Come in and meet him. Here you are. You remember the Dean?
Yes, indeed. How are you?
Get your drink, Dean. Romany Rye. Scott?
Well, young Carrington, still keeping up the sport. Do you have brandy, Cathcart?
Balzac.
I never was a sporting man, Dean.
Oh, no, that's right. I recall you showed a peculiar interest in politics. Joined a lot of societies.
Dear God, man, you didn't. One of the subversives, eh?
Well, I'd hardly call the United Nations Association subversive.
Must be. Stands to reason. Wouldn't exist if they weren't trying to subvert something or another.
Well, we haven't seen you for a very long time, young man.
I do appear on the television at least once a week.
One doesn't watch that. No, I meant in college. To my knowledge, you've not revisited us since, what, 1974?
Something like that. I lead a busy life.
Well, Proust.
Proust, indeed. I'm told by those who know about these things you've made some name for yourself in the entertainment industry.
Not entertainment. I consider myself a maker of opinion.
Bloody opinion.
Still, you are one of the few distinguished men college can claim in recent years, if distinction is the word for television.
Yes, I can see you and the college have changed very little, Dean.
Let's get rid of them. Let's get rid of them.
Oh, how can I ever get rid of...
What's going on in there?
Sorry, Foxton, I've got diarrhea.
Is that you, Zipser?
Yes, Foxton.
Well, hurry up. I need a pee.
Yes. Yes, coming, Foxton.
Come on, get out of the way, you bloody oaf.
Yes, Foxton.
Got a Hoover bag in there?
No, Foxton.
In Porterhouse, we have tried to remain steadfast when others have preferred mere fashion.
But Sir Godber must be altering all that.
Not cheated.
He was always considered a clever politician.
No. Looks clever. Damn fool. Different in the old days. Looked damn fools. Were clever. The British always did best when they were chinless wonders. Confused the foreigners, you see. Put the other fellow off. Can't take you seriously. Then, when he's off guard, you give it to him in the goalies. Now the tail's out like a light.
Hey, come out, you. What's going on? Some sod's using our toilet. Come on, you! Use your own loo. Come out, wherever you are! It's bloody old Zipser. Shall we throw him in the fountain?
No, let him go. Clever man, Zipser. Good God.
So tradition is in conflict with change.
He's outraged the fellows, threatened the servants, proposes to admit women, and generally brought us to a quite explosive situation. Of course, our small problems can hardly interest a man like yourself from the great world of the media, as I think it is called.
Do go on. Sir Cathcart thinks there might be a program in this.
Yes?
I do a show, you know. Though clearly you don't. Questioned by Carrington, a searching look at British institutions in change. So, an explosive situation.
Sod off, Foxton!
Head porter here, Mr. Gibbs. Open the door.
What? Mr. Skull. Just 1 minute. I'm having a bath.
No bathroom in there, Mr. Zipser.
What is it, Mr. Skull?
I need to talk to you, Mr. Zipser, about that very confidential matter.
Confidential.
Intimate matter, sir. Not something that can be dealt with through a door.
What about?
It's about being examined, sir.
Examined?
Yes, that's right, Mr. Zipser. Now, can I come in?
No, not now.
Well, it's very important, sir. Career at stake.
Oh. Come back in the morning. I'm not very well.
Yeah, but... All right then, Mr. Zipser.
Hello, Samaritans. Can we help?
Samaritans? Please, can you help me? I'm in dreadful trouble.
I'm sorry, young man. You'll have to speak up. Now just pull yourself together and enunciate quite clearly and...
Lady Mary.
I'm sure I know that voice.
Going mad. Never get rid of them. Float them away.
Midnight, Mr. Scullin. Nasty night. Think everything's quiet.
Right, well, you get off home then, Walter.
Well, Dean's not back yet.
Don't worry, I'll look up. I'll see to the Dean. Wonder how he got on with Sir Cathcart. Yes, we have ways.
Yes, Mr. Scullion. Night, then.
Good night, Walter.
It was my bedtime, Cathcart. Young character.
Oh, no.
Good meeting, old Porterhouse again. I'm afraid I've been rather a bore chatting away like this about our petty college scandal.
No, I'd like to hear more. Can I come and see you in college?
Anytime. Drop in for tea. I do a splendid toasted crumpet. Of course, much of what I've said is quite between ourselves.
I don't know. Sounds like a good program to me. Nothing the British public like better than old buildings, tradition, nostalgia. Ain't I right, Carrington? That's what the box is for.
There's something in that, Sir Cathcart.
waited up for you, sir. Are you all right?
Thank you, Scullion.
Very hospitable, isn't he, Sir Cathcart?
Exactly so, Scullion, yes.
Was he very helpful, sir?
I think we'll see some changes, Scullion. Yes, I really think we will.
Sir, shall I help you here?
Nonsense, Scullion, I can manage. Good night.
Yeah, good night.
God! Come here!
What would you say this was?
Don't really like to say, sir.
I just found it in the quad,
Are they?
floating about, as at some fair.
Very unnatural they are, sir.
Right. Like some gigantic cocktail sausage. I want them cleared away, Scullion, before it gets light. The college's reputation is at stake. We don't want to become the laughingstock of the university.
No, sir. Clear them away, yes. The quad, you said?
Yes, and don't disturb me. I'm feeling very...
Go with you. Get down. Go on, you. Lucky to kill him. Smash him to beat with it. Coming from.
Mr. Zipser. Mr. Zipser. It's me.
What time is it?
4:30, my darling.
4:30?
I've seen the way you look at me, love. I know what you're thinking. Well, I feel the same.
The same? You're not supposed to do that, Mrs. Biggs.
This your first time, dear? Don't you worry. You just lie there a minute and contain yourself. I'm going to light the gas. Nothing like a nice warm fire for after.
After what?
Silly boy. It's all coming true, Mr. Zipser.
But it's against the college rules. We can't do this, Mrs. Biggs. I've been gated. I'm not allowed to do anything for a week. I ought to be concentrating on my thesis. Do you want me sent down?
Do what you like, dear. I'm all yours.
Mrs. Biggs. Mrs. Biggs.
That's right. Now, Mr. Zipser, not too quick, not too quick.
Godber? What is it? What's happening?
I think the bull tower's collapsed.
Collapsed?
Now, Mary, calm yourself. Remember, you're a Samaritan. Now, I'm going down there to give all the help I can. I want you to telephone the ambulance and the fire brigade.
You mean people are hurt?
Bound to be, Mary. It went up like a bomb.
Can't do that, sir. What did you say? Can't let strangers in here with all these filthy things hanging about. It wouldn't be right.
There are people hurt in here, man.
Sir, the college would be the laughing stock of the university.
You'll pay for this, Iron. You'll open the gates at once.
You've got no sense of tradition, you haven't. Told me to open the gate, sir, and he still had them filthy things all lying about. You yourself said the college would be the laughing stock of the university, sir.
The master was upset. We all are.
Well, yes, sir.
Who is it, Arthur?
It's a woman.
Can't be. Women aren't allowed in the college.
It is. It's Mrs. Biggs.
Mrs. Biggs? The influence of pumpernickel on the politics of 16th century Westphalia? My God, it's Zipser and Mrs. Biggs. What were they doing together?
Oh, yes. The young man came to discuss it with me. He was obsessed with her, you know.
Obsessed with his better, in heaven's name? Why?
Lust, you know. Good, decent, honest, old-fashioned lust. Since it is ordained that the office of burial not be used for any that die unbaptized, excommunicate, or having laid violent hands on themselves, let us commit our young Zipser to the stony ground, praying that he be delivered at last from that burning burden of the flesh that so long and so tragically consumed him.
I must say the quail is quite delicious. The coroner's inquest has given me an appetite.
I had feared a less magnanimous verdict. Suicide while of unsound mind completely vindicates the college.
Suicide, now that's an interesting topic to consider.
The coroner already has chucked it.
Yes, we haven't had a decent suicide in college for years. In the old days, hardly a week went by without some chap taking the easy way out. In my view, it's the decline of morality. Undergraduates aren't conscience-stricken anymore.
In the old days, they used to call us Slaughterhouse.
The name may well come back by lector.
But was Zipser really of unsound mind? Or is it, of course, as the coroner said, he was in the grip of an irrational impulse?
Evidently he was in the grip of Mrs. Biggs. That could well amount to the same thing.
Few of us can claim a moment of sexual satisfaction, however fatal, that leaves behind a bill of £500,000.
That is what it will cost to rebuild the tower? So the bursar tells me. Then I trust the master will learn his lesson and count the cost of the sexual permissiveness he encourages. Incidentally, where is the bursar?
Rubber is a substitute placenta. The bedder was an obvious mother substitute. It's perfectly obvious, bursar. The poor boy was a fetishist.
And filling those things with gas, an obscure form of penis envy.
I assure you, Godber, the penis these days attracts no envy whatsoever. No, what all this goes to show is that single-sex colleges create dangerous frustrations. We must make Porterhouse co-educational as soon as possible.
Well, I fear there can be no reform at this time, Lady Mary. Rebuilding the tower will cost £500,000. And given the appalling press publicity we have received, I have little hope of any appeal.
Then don't rebuild the tower, bursar. Now's the chance for the new building, Lady Mary Hall.
Well, either way, the same problem applies, Lady Mary. We shall have to fall back on our own funds, which, as the Godber knows, are less than nil.
Proving what I said all along, the need for economies. But I dare say you agree with the Dean, bursar.
I think the days of the Dean's influence are numbered, Master. Some of the younger fellows are beginning to face facts and see the need for a new realism.
Excellent. May I take it that you are one of them, bursar?
Indeed, Master.
Ah, I think we ought to have some wine. Hélène, le vin de elderberry, s'il vous plaît. In that case, bursar, I think we ought to test College Council tomorrow with my new proposals.
New proposals, Master?
College servants cost us $200,000 a year at least. When High Table is abolished, we shall need very few of them.
Quite. And we'll start by getting rid of that insolent head porter.
Scullion? But he's been here 45 years, milady.
Far too long. He thinks he owns the college.
He reached the end of my patience the night the tower blew up. Wouldn't open the gate to the rescue services until he'd tidied the quad.
He's obtuse, but loyal and conscientious. And only 5 years to go to retirement.
But we don't need two porters, Bursar. Walter can do the job.
Or a woman. It's only a glorified receptionist.
Well...
You're not afraid of Scullion, are you?
Oh, no, milady.
Oh, there's one other thing you must do, if Mr. Zipser is not to have died in vain.
What's that, Mary?
Install a contraceptive machine.
Well, I'm not sure at
I
the
know for a
moment.
fact there's one in the men's lavatory at King's.
There would be, wouldn't there?
Well, I insist you get contraceptives, Godber, as soon as possible.
Pas devant les domestiques, Mary.
Godber, she is French.
Walter, go and help Dr. Mesmer before he strangles himself. I'm going off to college council. You'd be safer writing your book, Dr. Mesmer.
Gentlemen, we must bring home to the master that in the wake of tragedy, our task is to reconstruct the old college. Times have changed. That must be made clear.
Yes, Dean, we know.
Morning, Scullion.
Morning, gentlemen.
Chef.
Morning. Morning, gentlemen. Morning. Morning, chef. Morning, chef.
Right, come on, Chevy, down to the boiler house underneath the old library.
What for, Mr. Scullion?
Because it's the head porter's intelligence system used since time immemorial.
Come on.
Mind yourself on these steps, Chevy. Try not to put the light on. All right? Yeah. Come on these pipes here. This way, Chevy. And then, see that box there? And that box up. You just get up here behind me. That's it. Put your ear here.
This is how you know, you old bugger, Mr. Scullion.
I perceive that some objections made last week were correct. I realize that my hopes of raising funds elsewhere were misguided. Gentlemen, you were right. Whatever Porterhouse wishes to do, it must do from its own resources.
Then I think we may agree reluctantly that an infinite postponement is inevitable.
Agreed. There's something wrong here, Chevy.
So the cost of rebuilding our beloved Bull Tower must come from college funds themselves.
The cost is $500,000.
I understood last week you said we had no funds at all.
Exactly. So our building fund must come from economies we can make within the college.
Oh, yes? What economies?
I am happy to say that our fine bursar has been most industrious and has produced an admirable plan, which I hope you will pass without dissent. I understand it should raise just exactly $500,000.
Thank you, Master. Yes. This should be just what is required. Document 1 shows the number of college servants. Abolishing high table would mean we need very few of them.
My bloody kitchens again.
Same proposals as last
week. No, that is step 1. Document 2 is a proposal for selling college properties for commercial redevelopment.
But we have no college properties. Well, except for the houses on Ryder Street.
Precisely. Not all fellows may be aware. We own a number of slum properties in Ryder Street, in a development area. A property company is already interested.
Slum properties?
Master, those properties are leased in perpetuity to the servants.
It compensates for their very low wages.
Them are our houses he's talking about, Chevy.
We can't get rid of them. They're ours to retire to.
If we dispense with college servants and have outside caterers, we would not need their houses. It's perfectly legal.
It's completely immoral. College is its servants.
Do you have a better way of raising £500,000?
Houses, Mr. Scullion.
Well, I'm not standing for it. I'm just not standing for
What was that?
Our dilapidated central heating, Master.
So, gentlemen, there's Mr. Bursar's plan. only way.
It is not the bursar's plan. It is a yet more terrible version of your old proposals.
No one has mentioned document 3. Well, what is this? A proposal to install a contrapuntal machine?
A contraceptive machine. Lady Mary assures me with her knowledge of youth that had this college had one, the tragedy would have been avoided.
That caps it all.
How very well put.
You are not fit to be master of Porterhouse.
Oh, Dean, I am aware of your views and of your recent activities. You have continued the attempt to undermine me and divide the college. In view of our agreement, I should resign here and now.
After the Tower? We should not survive another scandal.
Exactly. My decision now rests entirely on your vote. I stay if these proposals are accepted in their entirety. Contents.
It's inevitable, Dean. You've tried, failed.
Not contents. I can accept one abstention. The proposals are carried. I withdraw my resignation and look forward to working with you, or most of you, on the task we now face, the rebuilding of our dear college.
I don't believe it. The times we carried them spliffly catered to their rooms.
Yeah, the secrets we've kept, the insults we took.
College always said they'd look after us. That's why we took the pittance they paid us.
Look after us for life, Sheffy. That's what they said. They've got no right to do it.
But it was legal, like he said.
It may be legal, but it ain't moral. I'm going straight over there and I'm going to tell the sodding bursar so.
Scullion!
No, Sheffy, they're our houses. They're our houses.
No, it's excellent news, Master. I've just spoken to Mercantile Properties and they've upped their offer for Ryder Street. 600,000, providing the college servants leave quickly and without any trouble. Shall I, I'll call you back, Master. Scullion, what is it?
I want to talk to you, sir.
Scullion.
Now, what's going on in this college?
You'd better sit down. You don't seem...
I can say what I've got to say standing up. You've got no right to do what you're doing, you and the master.
I can't think what you're talking about,
Yes,
Scullion.
you do. I'm talking about these changes.
Scullion, college cannot carry on as it has in the past. You must realise your self-finances are in a very poor way, especially since the tragedy of poor Mr. Zipser.
Mr. Zipser? What do you care about Mr. Zipser? You're putting in these machines now, ain't you?
Machines?
Yes, machines for Frenchies. And you're opening up the college to women. I call it disgusting.
Those things are none of your business, Scullion. You're a college servant.
A servant? What do you think a servant is? Don't you think a servant has some rights?
In a college like this, servants are a very large expense. Porterhouse has no choice but to make some changes and economies.
Yes, oh, yes. I know what you mean. Yes, the kitchens.
What do you know about the kitchen?
Oh, I know. Self-service in the hall. Isn't that what the master wants?
I don't know how you got your information, Scullion, but no one should have told you.
Should or not, I know. I know a lot. You ought to have gone to the Porterhouse Society. They wouldn't have seen the kitchens change. They would chipped in. And now you're going to try and sell Ryder Street. Well, you got no right. We was promised those houses in Lord Wooford's day.
Oh, I see. You know about that, too?
Yes.
Well, those houses are not yours. They belong to the college. Now, Scullion, nobody likes doing these things. Certainly not I.
Well, don't do them then.
But, Scullion, that is our only source of revenue.
It's always money. Everything's always blamed on money. All right. Right, I've thought about this a lot. College has been good to me up to now, so I'm going to help it. I can't do anything until I go to the bank.
What on earth do you mean, Scullion?
You don't remember Lord Wooford, do you? No, you wouldn't. You'd only just come. Well, he was a real master, he was. Anyway, he left me a few shares in his will for a rainy day. And I reckon my rainy day has come. I'm going to give them to the college, providing you leave Ryder Street alone. I don't know how much they're worth. 1,000, maybe 2.
Don't be so ridiculous, Scullion. Have you any idea of the kind of sums involved? In any case, you'll need them for your retirement.
I'm not retiring.
The master and I have been discussing your future.
What?
You're not a young man. Your temper gets worse.
Temper gets worse? Temper? What temper?
We feel it would be in your best interest to seek other employment.
Sacked?
No, not sacked, Scullion. But for everyone's sake, it would be better if you looked for another job.
You sacked me? After all these years in this college, and you've sacked me?
Now, Scullion.
No, it's not you, is it? It's him! You don't understand, Cathcart. Sir Godber's trying to destroy something absolutely fundamental, the future of oligarchy in Britain. Eh? Ask yourself, who has always run this country? Where do we find our prime ministers, diplomats, theatre directors, actors, scientists, businessmen, even our most famous spies? Oh, BBC, Dean. Oxbridge, Cathcart. Great colleges like Porterhouse, which for 500 years have been taking every Tom, Dick, and Harry and turning them into gentlemen. They may not be gentlemen when they come, but they damn well are when they leave. Isn't that right?
Right. Oh, I've known some real bounders in my time. Used to put them in the fountain. Did them no end of good.
Exactly. Godber Evans is one of those on whom it just didn't take, and his revenge is to turn college into some cross between Fitzwilliam and a hostel for townies. Yeah. Who'd want their sons to be educated in a self-service hamburger bar or a academic gents' lavatory full of contraceptive machines?
My God. He's not got to start handing out Johnnies.
Yes, Cathcart.
In my day, you were sent down if you were caught riveting a dolly. In any case, you can't put rubber between yourself and life.
My white hammer. What's your...
I've come to tell the General. I've been sacked.
What?
Impossible. You can't have been.
Perhaps it was the bursar. Said it was about time I found other employment. Me at my age, after 45 years in the college.
Dear God, man, you are the college.
I'll talk to the bursar when I get back.
It'll do no good, sir. The master put him up to it. First he kicks all the servants out of Ryder Street, then he sacks me.
Sir Godber's selling it for property development.
Oh, can't do that. Don't look right. Old retainers. Got to stable them somewhere.
7 masters I served. The first, when I came there 45 years ago, was Lord Woodford. Now, he was a real gentleman. Remembered me in his will. Yeah, he knew what he owed, even to the servants.
All right. You old bugger. What do you want now?
I want my job. I want what's due me. And I want those that I helped to help me. There's a lot of very big names owe their careers to me, sir. I've got the list.
List of what?
You leave this to us, hmm? Go and ask cook to give you a cup of tea.
Yes, sir.
Good man.
Thank you, sir.
What list is that?
Huh? Oh, never you mind, Dean. No, this is serious. You better find that bursar and tell him he can't sack Scullion. Head porter knows everything that's going on in a college.
Always a slippery sod, that bursar.
No, it wasn't him he wouldn't dare. It was that Sir Godber. Just because I stood up to him. Anyway, Sheffy, you coming in for a minute? Go on, in you go.
Funny, us neighbours. This is the first time I've been in, but I always respected your privacy. Slum property, he says. It's like a little palace.
Well, you sit yourself down there, Sheffy. That's it. You know, Sheffy, I never thought about my life. Did as I was told. Always listened to him. Always did everything I could for him. That's right, Mr. Scullion. Of course, in the old days, oh, they were worth respecting. Oh, yes, very fair, very generous. Oh, Lord Woolford, you know, he left me a very nice legacy. Oh, yeah. You know, I offered that to the bursar, and he turns around and he sacks me.
You've always done well for yourself, Mr. Scullion. That and your racing tips. I must have a bit put by.
I'm all right that way. Let's see. Lord Woolford shares.
Must have enough for a nice little place and a comfortable retirement, eh?
I don't want that. I want my house. I want my job. I want my respect. I've been at Porterhouse longer than anyone. What do you think they'll say about it? Eh? Oh, yeah, Sheffy. More famous names there than you'd care to mention. Royals, bishops, ministers, members of parliament. And they all owe their careers to me.
Good Lord. What's these? Scullion scholars?
Yeah. Yes, I kept a list. Still get a Christmas card from some of them. Don't worry, Sheffy. They'll see me all right. They better add, or a lot of very famous people are going to be in for a lot of trouble.